Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning. As usual, we have a lot to cover. My goodness, the difference between a concert and a football game with and without Megan. Just shocking. All right, let's just jump in with both feet and get there, shall we? Let's go. So I'm going to go back to start with from church on Sunday because Queen Camilla looked so lovely in this green outfit, and some more pictures came out closer up. So I just thought it was important to go back and look. Loved it. She was wearing gold shoes. I do not have a picture of the shoes. I'm sorry. Loved the hat. Loved everything about it. This is, Rishi Sunak was there. Now, also, interestingly enough, the Princess Royal was there. And thank you to Remoulade Sauce for pointing out that the outfit that she's wearing, she had worn previously in 2017. I love it. I love the rewear. All right, let's move on. Next up, fabulous news. An independent body is going to unveil plans for a permanent memorial for Britain's Queen Elizabeth in 2026 to mark what would have been her 100th birthday. I think that's absolutely lovely. Recommendations will be presented to King Charles and the Prime Minister, and it'll be a challenge to try to capture her for future generations. Lovely. Moving on. Next up, Pippa Middleton was with her husband at a wedding, and the thing that caught everybody's attention was her purse, because it was a mother-of-pearl clutch bag that had waves and sand, and the words on it were Eden Rock. Now, Eden Rock is apparently the name of the Caribbean hotel owned by David Matthews, who is the father of her husband, James Matthews. Now, this is 5 years after he was accused of assault. He was accused of something like Prince Andrew, assaulting a 16-year-old girl on 2 different occasions, first in Paris and then in St. Bart's. He remains under investigation after years, they're saying, of judicial delays. He denies any of this. A spokesman for the Middleton family denies the allegations and contests the accusations. And, there you go. Just as an FYI, the ceremony took place in a villa, which is the largest private residence on the lake, used as a location in the movie House of Gucci from 2021. And after the wedding, the bride and groom took a boat out onto the lake while pyrotechnics and confetti exploded into the air. I don't know who pays for these kinds of weddings, but dang. Oh, yeah, I know. If you can afford it, why not? All right, let's move on now. Next up, we have Piers Morgan. He was on a show called Sunday with Laura Kuenssberg, I think is how you say her name. And they were there to discuss the latest front pages. But of course, he had to talk about Harry. And he said that, Harry is telling lies about the British media coverage of the war in Afghanistan, which is something we already know. He said, and I'm quoting, "Does the public have any sympathy for Harry with his relentless, vengeful campaign against the media in this country, which we have seen again recently with what he said about the troops in Afghanistan? It's an absolute lie. Harry has gone around in this campaign against the British media spewing lies with his wife. I don't think the public here have any sympathy for their privacy." And then he went on to say, and I'm not going to take lectures on privacy from Harry, who has spent the last few years ferociously invading the privacy of his own family for vast financial gain. He's a shameless hypocrite and the public knows it. Yep. Moving on. All right, here we go. It's coming out that Meghan Markle with Suits is saving the Sussex brand from the embarrassment of Harry's Netflix series flop. Really? Suits really ain't all that in a bag of chips either. She wasn't even the star of the show. But I think they're thinking that she's saving them in another way. This will make your eyes pop up. Apparently, Richard Eden said on Twitter that Meghan is preparing to launch a major new commercial venture. Very interesting. Now, of course, people are going, oh, it's the Instagram thing. It's going to be like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. But they're saying, no, it's going to be the authentic her. Isn't that what we heard that, Archetypes was? Sources are saying that's why we're seeing more and more of her. She's ramping up appearances with Beyonce and with other things because she's getting ready to announce this project. And she's insisting it is not a relaunch of the TIG. Somehow this is still going to show her authentic self. Okay? Yeah. All right. So apparently, we know that she's restarted her Instagram account. There's a picture of some pink flowers, which is supposedly Megan's favorite flower. And a source close to her team supposedly confirmed, yes, that's her. Expect an announcement soon. She's coming back. And Mandana Diani and some other people are following her already on this account. And supposedly everyone in Hollywood is talking about this relaunch. It's going to be imminent and she's going to return to Instagram and, blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the interesting part. They're saying that she's going to earn $1 million for each post, like the Kardashians. But the Kardashians have like 485 million subscribers. Megan doesn't have that. They're saying, though, that she has to be careful because she can't be seen to be just hawking every product under the sun. She has to align with quality brands and companies that are with her political and social beliefs. Well, I agree with this person. This is a PR stunt by her team because the site opened to 100,000 followers and 2 days later, it was only 20,000 more. Bots are easy to buy, and what they're wanting to do right now is get a buzz going in the general public about the site prior to the launch so real people will want to join the site. It's an old marketing trick, but the site's been up for a few weeks and it's only attracted about 4,000 real people, and it's a flop and it might just quietly disappear. Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on. Now, since they lost Spotify and the Netflix was a flop, they're saying that they may revert to mudslinging. The problem is they have no new mud to sling because the royal family has cut them off and has not given them any information. So anything they're going to say is going to be the same old crap over and over and over again. Yep. Like this article, notice the date. Here we go, back to the whole racism in the British monarchy thing. I believe Harry said it, Meghan said it, then Harry denied that he said it and said the British press is the one who accused the royal family of racism, that he never did. But now they're back on it again because the family's not taking them back. Now, in the meantime, we already know that everything is being changed and removed and they're trying to make the ratings better. Here's a bunch of 1-star ratings that if you read them, it's really bad, you guys. Like, seriously. I'm surprised at Netflix. I really am surprised at them. And also, they're not pushing this. You know what I'm saying? It's not on the list, guys. Now, the articles are coming out how sad Harry looked and how miserable at the Beyonce concert. And was he really sad? Kinsey Schofield was on that show and, she said, was he really miserable? And maybe it was the woman's blazer that was doing it. Maybe he was triggered. You never know. You know what I mean? But, okay, why did that come out? Well, they're trying to combat any separation rumors. I stand by what I said. It was a PR exercise to try to show everybody they were still together as a couple, and I think it backfired. But what's being claimed in the article is that the two of them are still a couple. They're always supportive of each other, and there will always be speculation around their endeavors. But no, they're still a couple. They love each other, and everything is right as rain in their relationship. I don't believe that for a second. All right, this is a little off topic, but I just wanted to bring it up when I saw it because let's face it, Harry and Meghan's children have a completely isolated upbringing outside the royal family, okay? The children are going to use those titles when they get older, absolutely, but they don't know their cousins. They don't know anything about the royal family. And when they get older, they're going to be like, why did you do this? And Harry and Meghan are going to have to explain it. And I don't think it's going to go over well. I really don't. They're going to maybe want a royal role. I don't believe William and Catherine will allow that. I think that, the two of them may look at Harry and Meghan and go, why aren't we a part of that world? Why aren't we a part of the royal family? Maybe they'll question as to why they kept them hidden away from the world. Maybe they'll write a book. I think that would be the ultimate revenge to Harry and Meghan, writing a book about what a crappy childhood they had. And because of their actions, they don't get to be a part of the royal family. More genetic pain to pass on. All right, let's move on to our big story. Here we go. Prince Harry went by himself to watch Lionel Messi play Miami, and they defeated the Los Angeles Football Club on Sunday night. Well, first thing I've noticed is what Meghan's mole wrote. Interesting that he had to have 4 people in security around him, while that did not happen at the concert. So here he is waiting to, I guess, get on an elevator. Somebody tried to talk to him. He looks, I don't know, he's abnormal. But look, 4 people around him as he's walking through. And at the same time, he was also caught walking past Brooklyn Beckham and his wife in a hallway. Now remember, that is Brooklyn Beckham is the son of David and Victoria Beckham, and it was his wedding that all the A-listers went to that Harry and Meghan were not invited to. Serena Williams was there. Like it was an amazing wedding, and Harry and Meghan were not there. But anyway, as they passed them in the hallway, you can clearly see here you go, the 4 security guards surrounding Harry. Now, Brooklyn and his wife had to stop walking because the people in front of him stopped walking because somebody whipped out a phone and wanted to take a picture of Harry. Here it is again in slow motion so you get a better idea. Now it looks like Brooklyn and his wife saw Harry and just kind of went, wait a minute, you can see her going, isn't that him? Isn't that him? And he's like, yeah, that's him. And Harry continues on around the corner. Yep. I think Harry thinks he's more important than he really is. I mean, the right people are apparently not talking to him. Anyway, let's move on. So once again, they're trying to link Harry to a bunch of A-listers. Look, their names are all in the same, sentence. You know what I'm saying? So one of the people that the prince was seen walking or talking to, I should say, was Will Ferrell, who owns the LAFC. That's the only reason he was talking to him. And these pictures came out, you guys. I'm serious. Harry looked like a little kid when he's not with Meghan. He looks 10 times happier here than he did when we saw him with Meghan at the Beyonce concert. Like, seriously, he was behaving like he was an excited little kid. I mean, unbelievable. So somebody else on Twitter put this compilation up. It was like him being at a child, Baby Shark concert. Like this is more up his league than, yeah. Okay. So he's sitting there. That guy he's talking to, it looks like one of his bodyguards. But anyway, this was a massive star-studded game in Los Angeles. There were a lot of people there. There was Selena Gomez. She was up in the stands somewhere. Leonardo DiCaprio was spotted there. Woo! I love that man. Owen Wilson was seen wearing an LAFC baseball cap and shirt to show his support. Mario Lopez was there Saturday night at the stadium. Ted Lasso was there. Everybody was there to watch this game. Now, the reason he didn't mix with any of the stars that you see there is because Harry was in the VIP suite along with some soccer executives and a Hollywood actress and some other people. No, I don't believe he paid for it. He was there with Larry Berg, who is the co-owner of the Los Angeles Football Club. And I believe he was invited to sit up there to watch the game. So the director's box where he was sitting cost between $3,000 and $9,000 to hire. And that includes things like wine and fruit and beer and hot dogs and stuff like that. But no, he wasn't sitting with the regular people. Now, don't assume that just because he was there and he was given free seats, he was grifting free seats in the box and free food and free drinks and free everything else, that everything went 100% correctly. Because obviously from some of these pictures, Harry was not happy all of the time. I don't know what was being said to him. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but he apparently had some issues somewhere along the line here. Maybe it was this. Maybe it had something to do with Meghan not being there. And why wasn't Meghan there? Apparently, Victoria Beckham didn't show up either. Maybe they didn't want to have a fight at the, game. Maybe it had something to do with the disaster of what happened at the Beyonce concert when they were supposed to be all loved up and they weren't. Or maybe it was what happened with the list. Apparently, there was a notable attendee list, and every single person on that list had what they do for a living next to them. It said actor or NBA player, artist, something. Harry and Meghan simply said, Meghan Markle. Well, that's enough to make you angry. But a blind item came out basically saying she blew off the game where she was supposed to be so that she could have dinner with somebody. She's trying to hustle another deal. This person knows somebody. I believe that. So they can put out these stories all they want about how happy they were and, Harry's just so happy and beaming, but no. And I happen to agree with, according to Taz, I think that the clips of Harry and Meghan dancing and hugging and all of that was a PR setup. I completely agree. They knew they were being filmed, but the whole thing just ended up being a big fat fail. Now, here's some other information. First of all, one of my subscribers pointed out this was a total PR setup to distract from Invictus. I agree. And other people said that Harry looked fed up and annoyed at the Beyonce concert. And maybe she decided to let him go by himself somewhere so that he could actually have a decent time. Maybe he's upset because on the floor, come to find out, yeah, we know who that is, with Jay-Z down on the floor. And by the way, people said Kris Jenner wasn't there. Look, bottom left. That is Kris Jenner. She was dancing. So these are the best pictures I could get from the video. But that is absolutely Kris Jenner. So you had Paul McCartney, Kris Jenner, Jay-Z, all these people down on the floor. None of them wanted anything to do with this drugged up guy. Now, in speaking about the drugs, Harry's already admitted to some cocaine abuse. Has anybody ever noticed he cannot keep his hands away from his nose? At this point, you have to wonder if he's doing that out of habit because there might be some powder left. Here he is, wiping his nose at the Diana statue unveiling. Here are a bunch of pictures of him wiping his nose as he's just walking down the street because he doesn't think anybody's watching. Here he is wiping his nose at the Beyonce concert. Here it is again in slow motion. Looks to me like he's trying to wipe something off his nose. Take a look. Whoops. So I'm going to end this video with this comment from my subscriber that said that they had the same reaction to Neil Sean's comments that I had, about Beyonce needed Harry and Meghan to get people into their concert. Yep. All right, you guys, you know what I'm looking for. Leave those comments and make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit it, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. Don't forget to go into the description box where you'll find links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, my physical address. And for those of you who've donated to my coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.